Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator of Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about shell handling here on Broadway, and this video is based on a question that a viewer like you asked us. They saw in the background of one of our other videos this big bright yellow overhead rail, big I-beam, and they asked, what in the heck is that for? So, here we're going to answer it. If you have any other similar questions, drop them in the description down below and we will get back to you. So, the long and short of it is, the I-beam connects turret 3 back aft behind me with turrets 1 and 2 up forward. So, let's say we're chasing an enemy warship. In February of '44, we were chasing a Japanese destroyer, firing at them using exclusively our forward guns. Let's say we shoot most of our ammunition from the forward guns. Wow, so that's about 130 rounds per barrel, but theoretically it is possible we expend most of that ammunition, or the armor-piercing part of that ammunition, which would be maybe a quarter of the rounds we were carrying. So now we've got a ton of shells back aft, but none up forward. This rail's main function is to get the shells from there up forward. Here you can see one is rigged up how it would have been in use. Come out and visit us to see how this this setup. This did happen on U.S. Navy ships on a number of occasions. Off the top of my head, the cruiser Houston in February of '42 had her aft turret damaged by Japanese aircraft. She only had 8-inch shells, but an 8-inch shell is still a couple hundred pounds. They couldn't manually carry them the length of Broadway like you might see in some movies. Our shells are about a ton, so definitely can't carry these. Anyway, Houston was in sustained combat without resupply for a period of time, so she fired off all of her forward ammunition, and they had to manually transfer shells from back aft. Likewise, the German battleship Scharnhorst in December of '43, when she was lost to the Duke of York, had her forward turrets shot out, and they transferred 11-inch shells from forward to back aft. So this is a really important thing, and Iowa-class battleships and the preceding South Dakota-class battleships had an easier way of doing it than most ships. Most American battleships, with the exception of those two classes, those 8 vessels, did not have a Broadway like we do here, where it's one single straight shot down the center line of the ship. They had more of a loop around their third deck to access all the engineering spaces. And that is the primary function of Broadway. This is how we get down to our various fire rooms and engine rooms. But on South Dakota and Iowa-class battleships, it's made a straight shot so you can easily transfer the ammunition. While it is useful in combat, it's also useful when you're just doing regular onboarding and offboarding of ammo. When you tie up to a resupply vessel, or if you're doing a vertical replenishment from helicopters, the shells are coming onto the ship in one location. Maybe that location is forward, maybe that location is aft. It might be near some of your magazines, it's not near all of your magazines. These shells do have rolling carts that they can sit on the main deck to be rolled to their turret, but sometimes it's just easier to bring it down here and then take it to whichever end of the ship you need to go to. The next question that inevitably gets asked is, we've got these watertight doors here that can segment Broadway to localize damage instead of allowing it to spread. How do we use those with these I-beams? Well, these I-beams are not permanent fixtures. In fact, they're not even physically mounted in place. It's just sitting here with gravity. So a couple of sailors can get under this, push it up, and drop it. And there's a rack in this space. It's all the way up forward there, where the I-beam can be stored. And that's how it would be stored most of the time, unless you were actually loading shells. We currently have Broadway set up with the rail going the whole distance. Now, another important thing to mention, just because the rail was intentionally put in to move shells and because it has a weight limit associated with the shells, doesn't mean that's all we used it for. Equipment breaks down on the ship all the time, and it's real easy to hook a chain fall up to this and use it to pull heavy machinery out of the engineering spaces or magazines or other places so that you can get it up to the machine shop one deck above where we're standing and work on it up there. And the machine shop also has a similar rail, which obviously is not for shells. You would never be taking shells up there. So this is also for other equipment. Thanks for watching today. Remember, if you guys have questions like the viewer who asked about the rail, just ask in any of our comment sections on any of our social media, and we'll probably get back to you with a written answer. And if the question is something that we can film, then we will probably throw together either a questions video or a specific video like this one. And we love it when you guys give us content. We love it when you guys give us content ideas. Remember, if you would like to support the museum, check the link in the description below for ways you can donate. And those donations, specifically on our GoFundMe page, go directly to the YouTube channel. So if you like the content we're creating and you want us to be able to make more, throw us a couple of bucks or tell your friends about us and our campaign, and that will allow us to keep creating content. And as always, like, share, and subscribe so that you're notified when we're putting out new videos. We try to put them up pretty frequently, several times throughout the week. But if you'd like to hear specifically when they go up, post it there. Thanks for watching.